So the first thing from my PLB tennis method, which I'm applying on a daily basis, is the position. P stands for position. So position on attacking forehand. This is again very crucial, very important, and we're gonna talk about the early position. Again, I will always give examples of tennis pros that I like to model the game on it, and then I apply it on the court. You're gonna start applying the same thing. So let's talk about the early position of Roger Federer. The reason Roger Federer's forehand is so effective is because he doesn't give much time to his opponents. Yeah, he takes the ball super early, he positions himself very early, he doesn't wait for the ball, he chases the ball. So this is the number one thing you're gonna write down. You want to chase the ball, you go after the ball, you don't wait for the ball. If you want to attack, if you want to have a big forehand, you're going after the ball. That's the number one thing. You don't wait behind the baseline 2-3 meters back, you're trying to step in, you're trying to be around the baseline, if not inside the court when you're attacking, especially when you play on a hard course. Now, the way the Roger Federer moves, of course, it's incredible. We can all learn from him. We're gonna try to get to the similar level, but of course, if we're not gonna train as hard as he does, we're never gonna reach that level. But it is possible. It is possible to get close by, at least. So, he's very fast with his footwork. He stays slow. This is crucial. You want to stay down when you move around the court again, and you are going after the ball. The moment the ball leaves your opponent's racket, this is what I'm always telling to everybody, the moment your opponent hits the ball, this is the moment when you need to start moving, when you need to start getting in the position and you're chasing the ball. You see the ball coming, you're chasing. Again, lots of club players, they only start moving when the ball bounces on their half of the court. This is already too late. If you're gonna start moving when the ball bounces on your half, you're not gonna get it on time, you're gonna have a ball late, and this is the result, and the players have a ball next to their body. Yeah, they're not having ball in front of them because they had no time to get there, to get the right position, and then they end up hitting ball too late. With the racket face open, of course, and then from this, you can't really attack, you can't have a powerful forehand, it's not gonna be a weapon. So again, we want to avoid this. So how are we gonna avoid having a late contact point? Of course, positioning. So, number one thing to remember, the ball leaves the racket of your opponent. That's the moment when you start getting in the position. So I'm just going to show you a little bit. There's going to be also demonstrations of me hitting on the court. But just to give you an idea, so I'm right here waiting for the ball, imagining I'm Roger Federer right now. Split step, that's when the ball hits. Yeah, that's when the ball leaves my opponent's racket. Split step, the very moment I start moving and turning at the same time. You see, that's the next step when I'm start talking about this turning. Remember this again, write it down. I start turning. Loads of players, they just start running and they're not turning. They're running, and then at the end they start turning and then it's already too late. So again, so you have the early positioning. As you're getting in that early position, you already start turning. So by the time you get to the position, you're gonna be sideways on. You're gonna be perfectly turned and prepared, for that stroke. So we got a position, I'm getting there super early, the ball bounces, and now I'm able to hit it very early. So if I get there early with my footwork, with my feet, then I have a chance to hit the ball early. Now, let's say we got this part done, we're getting there very early, perfect, we are there before the ball bounces. Now, what Roger Federer does very well, right after this, is again, he hits the ball early. So he doesn't just position early and then waits for the ball and then hitting ball late, like, again, 85% of club tennis players. But he gets there, he's there super early, and he manages to hit it right on top and in front of him. So this is another thing we want to focus on. So it's not just getting there, but it's about getting there and executing it early. So you don't wait for the ball. The ball bounces on your half, on your side. The moment the ball, I will show you quickly here. So, the ball bounces on your half, and the moment the ball reaches this point, the highest point after the bounce, this is ideally where you want to be hitting the ball. Roger Federer hits it even earlier. He manages to hit it just before it reaches this point. But it's fine, you have, let's say, about from here up to here. Ideally you want to have it waist high, of course. But something like, you want to really hit it up there, at least up here. Now, if I'm also gonna talk about why is it important to hit the ball right up here, there is two main reasons for me. Number one thing, When the ball reaches the highest point after the contact point, so watch this, ball bounces, traveling up and reaches this point. That's the point when the ball will start coming down. So when the ball is at the peak of that momentum, yeah, this is very important to hit it there because at this moment, the ball is weightless. Yeah? And it's much easier to hit it up here because it doesn't weigh much rather than waiting for the ball to drop down. Because when it starts going down here again, it starts becoming heavy. When it starts to keep becoming much more heavy, then you have to use much more energy, much more power in order to hit it to the other side again, and you're getting more tired. This is why again timing comes, yeah, comes very handy, and this is why the pros, they're doing it so well, because it's all about the timing, and this allows them to hit a ball at the moment when the ball is weightless. So it becomes effortless, and the result is they're just changing the direction of the ball. Yeah, this is why sometimes some big servers, if you get a big server and you are a really good returner like Djokovic or Murray, they're changing the momentum of the game, and they take advantage of the big serves actually. So the ball comes to 120 kilometers an hour. You know, you have these servers 130 miles per hour, and they just time it so perfectly that they taking the power of the ball and they just changing the direction of the ball, and then the guy struggles on the other side. And it's actually his big serve, it becomes disadvantage at this point to him when you have a really good returners. Yeah. So again, that's another great thing how you can have an already big weapon forehand on the return. If you time it well, if you take the ball right up here, it's much easier than waiting for the ball when it starts dropping down, starts getting heavy. Then you're gonna struggle. Of course, from that moment you can't attack at all, but you're gonna even struggle just to get it to the other side, and you're gonna be getting tired. So you don't want to get tired. So by making sure we're hitting it up here, we're not getting so tired. The forehand becomes much more effortless. Number two reason, again, super important. This is why Federer does it so well. It gives, as I mentioned a little bit before, it gives less time to your opponent for the preparation. Yeah? Because if you don't wait here too much to execute, to hit it through, then you're really saving time here on your side, and the guy on the other side has a less time for recovery. So he's recovering, but he's just, if you're gonna give him left, right, like Andre Agassi used to do, you know, prolonging the rallies a little bit to make him tired, and also take him both super early, this guy is just gonna be running, he's not gonna have time to recover, he's not gonna have a chance to attack you because he's gonna be always on the back foot. You put him under pressure constantly. So two great reasons why you want to hit the ball right up here and very early. Yeah? Number one, you're not getting tired, you're gonna have much more effortless forehand. Number two, you're giving less time to your opponent, so again, you have a more chance to win that point. Now, okay, when we're gonna talk about the positioning again, from this angle, I want to be kind of like 1 meter away from the ball. From this angle, I don't want to have it next to my right hip. I want to have the ball about 45 degrees, right? Kind of pointing to that pole of the net, post of the net. So, I'm having the ball kind of 1 meter away from my body. And 1 meter from my kind of right hip here, or a little bit more. Huh? So you are not too close, you are not too far, neither. You want to find a well-balanced contact point. So you have a balanced position, and then you have the balanced contact point. Yeah? That allows you to do all this. Because it's crucial to keep distance. If you're not gonna keep distance, then you can't do all this. It's not gonna work. The weight transfer and the body rotation, what I'm gonna talk about right now, it's just not gonna work. So always remember, positioning, keeping the distance, trying to hit the ball as early as you can right on top here. Yeah? These are the kind of the first two, three things you want to start focusing on in relation of the positioning in order to have that big forehand. Now I'm going to get into much more detailed biomechanics. We're gonna talk about the legs and the body.